Let's learn about events in React. First of all, what are events? Running, jumping, typing, all of these things are real world events. Okay, Upeksha, what are the events related to this web world? Because we are learning about React. When it comes to the web world, clicking a button, submitting a form, scrolling a web page, input text into a text field, all these things we do on a web page can be taken as events. In this particular tutorial, we dive deep into the onClick event. onClick, the event which we use to handle a clicking event in React. That will be a button click, even we can click on a div tag also. Of course guys, we will cover other events also, but we need to cover a few more React concepts to cover other events. And just a small reminder guys, okay fine, with that said, let's deep dive into the onClick event in React. In this project I have a very simple setup, and in my app functional component there's just a button, and if I go back to the browser, this is how it looks. When I click on this particular button, there's nothing. That means no any onClick event happens around this particular button. And what I need to do is that when clicking on this particular button, I just need to alert something to the user. And for that, I need to make sure that alert pop-up will come whenever this button clicks. Then I need this onClick event handler, and I have to pass a function to this onClick event handler. But I don't have that kind of function, and what I'm going to do is that I'll create a function, button click, and then do is that when this particular button clicks, I need to alert a message, hello world, and then I need to pass this particular function and fill. Now if I go back to browser and click on this particular button, then you can see that hello world alert will pops up. And there's a problem guys, just imagine that I need to change this particular message from time to time. Then this one is hard coded, and what I'm gonna do is that I'll take this message as a function parameter, and then I'll be able to pass that string to this button click function. Then I can keep this message dynamic, and what I'll do is that I'll pass this particular hello world string. Then what will happen is that then this message will replace with this particular hello world string. But if I go ahead and try to see that, you guys can see there's nothing a button, but it will show that hello world alert. And when I click OK, it gives in this hello world alert again. And when I click on that, well, now my button rendered into the screen. Does it means that this particular component rendered after this particular onClick happened? Yes, of course. The problem is that guys, when this onClick event handler takes place, it will make sure to run this particular function before this component rendered into the screen. That was the problem. That's why before that particular button display, that message pop up. That's the reason behind this weird behavior. And what we'll need to do is that guys, of course we need to pass this hello world, but we need to make sure to use this kind of syntax, because we have to avoid passing the function call, and we have to give a function declaration. And here we can see a clear arrow function, but previously there was a function call, and that's the reason for this particular weird behavior. And now if I go ahead, that weird behavior is no more. Now the onClick works in the expected way. Okay guys, first of all let's understand what does it mean by event propagation. When it comes to my project, I have nothing in my project. It's very simple, and this is the app functional component, and I have a outer div element with few styles, and I have created a class called outer box, and that's this particular class. Apart from that, I have this onClick, and inside this particular div element, there's a child button element. In this particular button element has a onClick event handler, and this onClick event handler will alert a message called inner button clicked, and this outer div element will alert called outer div clicked. And when I go to the browser, this is how it looks like. This yellow colored area is the outer div, and this is the click me button. When I click on this outer div, it will give me that outer div clicked alert, and when I click on this particular click me button, okay, it will give me inner button clicked alert, and when I click OK, gives the outer div clicked alert also. But hold on guys, if we go ahead and check, look, when I click on the button, I just need to show that inner button clicked alert, but unfortunately it will show me this particular alert also. Then what's the reason behind that? The reason for this is the event propagation, guys. That means when I click on a child component, then it will also execute the things or the events in the parent component or parent element also. That's why it showed me outer div clicked alert also. Then how can we overcome from this particular problem? Then we have to stop event propagation. That's what we need to do. Then how can we do that? Then what you need to do is that first of all, you need to get the event object, and by using that event object, you can call on a function called stop propagation. Then to access that event object, when click on this particular button, I can pass this kind of e or event or whatever a name, and this will pass me the event object. Then I can call stop propagation function on top of this object, and that's it guys. Then what will happen is that if I go ahead and click on this particular button, it will show me inner button clicked, and when I click OK, no more outer div clicked alerts. That's because it will stop propagation and it will not propagate to the parent component and execute that particular event also. That's the reason behind that. I hope that you got the understanding on event propagation. If you guys are still out there, make sure to hit the like button and also make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let's meet back again with another video of this React for Beginners tutorial series.